This is Meyers Manx. We're going to be building the perfect Meyers Manx 1 dune buggy. We're going to talk about identifying a real Manx, and also go over the Meyers Manx history and the value of having it authenticated and certified. History of the Meyers Manx. The first 12 Manx buggies were produced in 1964. They had monocoque bodies which were one-piece body and frames. The VW Beetle suspension and running gear bolted directly to the one-piece body. These first Manxes were costly and time-consuming to build. Then Bruce redesigned the Manx to fit on a shortened VW Beetle floor pan. Manx sales after that started to take off. Manxes were featured on the covers of Carcraft and Hot Rod magazines, and sales skyrocketed. Unfortunately, Bruce was not able to keep up with the demand, and eventually about 300 companies were copying his creation. 350,000 copies of one form or another were built. From 1965 to 1970, B.F. Meyers, Bruce's company, did build 5,280 Manx 1 kits, several hundred Manx 2s, about 1,000 Toads, and a couple hundred Manx SRs, and 75 Resorters Touristas, for a total of 7,000 kits. Bruce has truly created a one-of-a-kind vehicle that will live forever. Like he says, more smiles per mile. The Meyers Manx I'm going to be showing you is certified and authenticated. It's number 535. This is one that has a body tag, which they started using in 1968. M1528 C8 13E. It's number 535 on the authentication list. M is for Meyers Manx. This is the production number, 1528. C8 is the month and the year it was built, which is March of 1968, and 13E is Metal Flake Purple. Because I have a Manx color codes list, and under Metal Flake colors, 13E is purple. Purple. How do you identify a real Meyers Manx 1? Well, it's got to have a flat hood with no bumps and no ridges, along with a small emblem area in the front. The body sides are not smooth and painted. They're the natural fiberglass. On a Manx 1, the battery sits there on the left, and this is a spare tire well, and they should have the bump in there. The back of it will look exactly like this. I have to have that same shape rear area. Now this one has this cutout. I guess it makes it easier to get the engine out of it, and it's covered by the license lamp cover. Manx 1 has these body support bars on both sides that go back to right there. I already have the wiring harness in it, which I made from a 1985 Camaro. Takes quite a bit of work. Takes me about 2 weeks to build a harness to fit the Manx, but you never have a problem with it. Never. It's purple metal flake, obviously. And metal flake is amazing when the sun's on it. I have a light here I can turn on, but when the sun hits it, you can see the flake shine like there's no tomorrow. It's very unique, and it's very much a classic style. It may look blue in this video, but it's purple. I have a few other videos on YouTube on how to restore a Manx body to fix some of the potential problems it might have. One is these headlight bases. I have a video on that. You also want to look for a Manx that doesn't have these side rails cracked and cut out and uneven. These are straight and in perfect condition. And a Manx 1 has a hood and a dash panel that are separate. Manx 2s have the hood and dash molded as one piece, which is a little different. And the Manx 1 has a dash frame that holds the hood and dash and windshield assembly all together by this frame. This is an old frame I have. A real Manx 1 will have a round tube on the bottom of the frame, which you can feel from underneath the dash, and the hood and dash bolt to the top of the frame here. This one's a little rusty, but I made a brand new one. Takes a little work trying to figure it out exactly how to build it, but I've done it and it works out fine. Well, that's about it. That's how to identify a real Manx 1. If it doesn't have these items I was talking about, it's not a real Manx. Oh, I almost forgot. All Manx 1s have to have reinforcing tubes. Reinforcing tubes, also known as wire gutters, underneath both sides of the body. They run from front to back. Try to get the best picture I can. But they run front to back on both sides. If your Manx 1 doesn't have reinforcing tubes on both sides, it's not a Manx. This is one thing that's vitally important when you go to get it certified and authenticated. And like I said, all Manx ones have the tire well and the battery box on top of the body and a steel dash frame. I spent hours and hours on this paint job. It's perfect, it's flat. I don't know if you can see the reflections in it, but it's straight as an arrow. And very smooth and very flat.